कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपाद की जय हो। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीर वनचारी, यमुना तीर वनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गिरिधारी राधे, जय राधा गोविंद राधे, जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधे। जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा, जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा। गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय, निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव। जय प्रभुपाद की जय हो। टुडे वी आर डूइंग अक्रूरा's prayer, chapter 40, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो। श्री अक्रूरुवाच नतोऽस्म्यहं त्वखिलहेतुहेतुं, नारायणं पुरुषमाद्यम् अव्ययं, यन्नाभिजातादरविन्दकोशात् ब्रह्मा विरासीद्यत एष लोकः। Sri Akrura said, I bow down to you, the cause of all causes, the original and inexhaustible Supreme Person Narayan, From the hole of the lotus pond from your navel, Brahma appeared, and by his agency, this universe has come into being. भू- भूस्तोषमग् भूतोऽयमग्नि पवनं खमादिर्महाजनादिर्मन इन्द्रियाणि सर्वेन्द्रियार्था विबुधाश्च सर्वे ये हेतवस्ते जगतो अङ्गभूतः. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, and its source, false ego and Mahat Tattva, the total material nature and her source, the Supreme Lord's Purusha expansion, the mind, the senses, the sense objects, and the senses presiding deities. All these cause of the cosmic manifestations are born from your transcendental body. नेते स्वरूपं विदुरात्मनस्ते राजादयो न आत्मतया गृहीतः अचोऽनुबद्ध सगुणैरजाया गुणा. The total material nature and these other elements of creation certainly cannot know you as you are, for they are manifested in the realm of the dull matter, since you are the beyond the modes of nature. Even Lord Brahma, who is bound up in these modes, does not know your true identity. Swam yogino yajantyatta महापुरुषमीश्वरम् साध्यात्मं साधिभूतं च साधिदेवं च साधव. Pure, yog, pure yogis worship you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by conceiving of you in the threefold form, comprising the living entities, the material elements that constitute the living entities, bodies, and the त्रया च विद्यया केचित्त्वां वे केचित्त्वां त्रया च विद्यया क्वेचित्त्वां वैवैतानिका यजन्ते वितते यज्ञे नानारूपां राख्यया. Brahmanas who follow the regulation concerning the three sacred fire worship you by chanting mantras from the three Vedas and performing elaborate fire sacrifices for the various demigods who have many forms and names. एके एके त्वाखिलकर्माणि सन्न्यस्योपशमं गतः ज्ञानिनो ज्ञानयज्ञेन यजन्ति ज्ञानविग्रहम्. In pursuit of spiritual knowledge, some person renounce all material activities and having thus become peaceful, perform the sacrifice of philosophy, investigation to worship you, the original form of all knowledge. अन्ये च संस्कृतात्मानो विधिना विहितेन ते यजन्ति त्वं यास्तत्वां वे मूर्तिकम् बहु. And yet those whose intelligence is pure follow the injunctions of Vaishnava scriptures promulgated by you, absorbing their minds in thought of you. They worship you as the one Supreme Lord, manifesting in multiple forms. Tvamev manye shivoktena margena शिवरूपिणं ब्रह्मा बहु आचार्य विभेदेन भगवतम् upasate. There are still others who worship you, the Supreme Lord, in the form of Lord Shiva. They follow the path described by him and interpreted in various ways by many teachers. सर्व एव यजन्ति त्वां सर्वदेव महेश्वरम् येऽप्यन्य देवता भक्ता यद्यप्य अन्यविधिय प्रभोः. But all these people, my Lord, even those who have turned their attention away from you, and are worshipping other deities are actually worshipping you alone, O embodiment of all the demigods. यथाद्रि प्रभवा नद्य पर्जन्या पूरिता प्रभो विशन्ति सर्वतः सिन्धुं तत् तत् तदत्वां गतयोऽन्ततः. All rivers born from the mountains and filled by the rain flow from all sides into the sea. So do all this path in the end reach you, O Master. Sattvam गुणः तेषु हि प्राकृता प्रोता आब्रह्म स्थावरादयः. Goodness, passion, and ignorance, the qualities of your material nature, entangle all conditioned living beings from Brahma down to the non-moving creatures. तुभ्यं नमस्ते त्वभिषक्तद्रष्टये सर्वात्मने सर्वधियां च साक्षिणे पुनः प्रवाहोऽयमविद्यया कृतः प्रवर्तते देव नृतिर्यकगाम आत्मसु. I offer my obeisance to you, who as the supreme soul of all beings witness everyone's consciousness with unbiased vision. The current of your material modes produced by the force of ignorance flows strongly among the living beings who assume identities as demigods, humans, and animals. Agnimukham Agnimukham te avanirangri ikshanam Suryo namo nabhiratho dishah shruti Yokam surendra stava bahavo varna कुक्षिं मरुत्वा प्राणबलं प्रकल्पितं रोमाणि वृक्षोषधयः शिरोरुहा मेघा परस्यास्ति नखानि तेज्रय निमेषणं रात्रः अहनी प्रजापति मेढुस्तु वृष्टिस्तव वीर्यभिष्यते मिष्यते. Fire is said to be your face, the earth your feet, the sun your eye, and the sky your navel. The direction are your senses of hearing. The chief demigod so to be your head, and the wind your vital air and physical strength. The trees and plants are the hairs on your body, the clouds the hair on your head, and the mountains the bones and nails of you. The supreme. Shloka 15. त्वयि अव्ययात्मन पुरुषे प्रकल्पिता लोका सपाला बहुजीवसङ्कुला यथा जले सञ्जिहते जलोकसो यप्यून्दुबरे वा मशका मनोमये. All the worlds with their presiding demigods and teeming population originate in you, the inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead. This world travel within you, the basis of the mind and senses, just as aquatic swim in the sea or tiny insect burrow on within an udambra fruit. Udambra fruit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai ho. Shri Akurra prayers ki jai ho. Dandavat pranam to all devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji, for so wonderful seva. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Raksha Mataji. Thank you so much.
So wonderful.
Please accept my humble obeisances, all Lord Srila Prabhupada. Welcome back. So let me offer my prayers before we begin. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshun Militam Yena तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोविष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवंश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सगण ललिता श्री विशाखावितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका नमस्ते। तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय श्री प्रभुपाद। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य धामिने गौरतिशे नमः। O most beneficent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer respectful obeisance unto you. Krishna Varnam Fisha Krishnam Sangopangostra Parshadam Yagnahi Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Shru Medasaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregated chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead. He constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. नाना शास्त्र विचारणैक निपुणौ षडधर्म संस्थापकौ लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्याकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना आनंदेन मत्तालिकौ वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुयुगौ Sri Jiva Gopalako. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizing, studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the 3 worlds. They are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Narom Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Jai Shri Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Hare Krishna again. Please accept my humble obeisances. All British Prabhupada. So today we'll be making auspicious start of Mathura Leela. And before I start, I don't know who is recapping, but let's hear
I'm doing the
recapping
recap,
of the
Prabhu.
period. Yes, please go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we will be doing the recap today of chapter 77, lesson 77, chapter 40, of course. Sorry. So, as you can see on the screen, we'll be doing from page number 15, which is the last week's. So, Hare Krishna. So, the first question here, what's going on? The scene is how Akrura has arrived and he's going to take Krishna and Balaram back to Mathura. So, the question here would be, what was the condition of the gopis when they heard about Akrura's arrival to take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura? What was their feelings? How were they reacting? What were they thinking in their minds? And anyone would like to say?
First, they got I'm not going by point, Mataji. I'm just telling.
Yeah, no
you
problem,
what is really
Prabhu.
happening.
Yeah,
Okay. They got really angry with Krura, and they were calling him as a Krura. You're not a Krura, actually you're a Krura. Okay. You are separating all of us from Krishna.
Krishna.
Yeah. And they are holding the Radha Chakras up, and then they don't want to let Radha move. Okay. It's such a very difficult to explain, Mataji, the feelings of gopis out there. Yeah.
Yes, but here in this first point, how it's explained, you can see the first point and you can describe their.
Yes, Mataji. Peeling faces, sighs, and withering limb,
Yes,
which illustrate the extreme distress they felt.
yes. Thank you, Bro.
Yeah, extreme distress and fear. Yeah. Loss of connection with the material world. That's how they felt. And that
Yes.
shows the depth of love.
Yes, Shunya Aitam Jagat Sarvam, like that. Yes, very nice. The next question would be, what does their jealousy of the Mathura ladies indicate? They were feeling like how now they will be enjoying, So what was their jealousy? What does it indicate?
यस माता हरे कृष्णा
Yes, ma'am.
वो सोचने लगे कि अभी कृष्णा वहां जाएंगे तो फिर अभी सब उनको एसोसिएशन उनको मिलेगा, अभी मथुरा की जो प्रिया है उनको अभी एसोसिएशन मिलेगा और हमें नहीं, हमें छोड़ दिया है, अब हमें एसोसिएशन नहीं मिल पाएगा। उस वजह से उन्हें बहुत ही जेलसी हो रही है कि अभी वो
हाँ।
भगवान को वहां देख पाएंगे, सब लीला वहां पे जो होगी वो सब देख पाएंगे और हम नहीं देख पाएंगे।
हाँ, इतना उनको लग रहा था कि उनका मन, which was totally like this, totally sense of loss was there, and this was showing their profound attachment to him. इतना उनका आसक्ति था भगवान के प्रति, ये दिख रहा था. Yes, thank you very much. Then the third question would be, how were the gopis even momentarily consoled by Krishna?
Krishna tells gopis that I will come back, I will return.
Excellent, very good.
So he gives a hope, right? So that's called a rope. Throw some rope so that, but as we learned last time, that eventually Krishna returns after 100 years, not immediate, more than 100 years, right?
Yes, correct. Very good. So
माता जी यहाँ पे हम एक कह सकते हैं कि हमें भी लाइफ में कभी भी होप नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए।
yes, correct.
ये कभी भी हम अच्छे से कहीं भी पहुंच पाएंगे, बस होप रखो, है ना माता जी?
हाँ, correct. Very good. कृष्णा के लिए होप रखो, material hope छोड़ दो. Yes, very good. So now we will go to the page 17 here. Next question is, why is pain necessary in God realization? We say we have suffering, we feel suffering, then what does that help us? How does it help us? Why is it
It
necessary?
brings us closer to Mataji. It brings us closer to the Krishna Lord,
Yes.
and the union with God.
Yes.
Deeper reflection we get over it.
Yes.
Longing for the divine increases.
Very good.
Longing.
Yes. yearning for the
Longing
unity. Yeah, yes.
In last week, Charu Prabhuji also mentioned giving Mother Kunti as an example, right?
Ah,
So
yes,
Vipada Santu, right? She says
yes.
that.
That-
Yeah. So there's a probability that person turns towards Krishna, meditate on him, as Mataji said, that longing increases,
Yeah.
and as we understand, that was also Krishna's purpose to tell them, "I'll return," and keep on waiting for such a long time.
Ah.
Right?
And separation is seen as a catalyst.
It's a
So,
catalyst. Yeah.
deeper love and devotion is there in the heart, and this separation works like a catalyst.
It's
Right.
more glorified. Rather, we see that more than union, the separation,
Yeah.
Vipralamba is more glorified in bhakti.
Why?
Right?
Because
All of
it can lead to
yes. Yes.
it can lead to it
and
can
it
Yeah, more
gives
hang.
bliss also.
greater
It gives
spiritual
bliss.
awakening. Greater spiritual awakening. Yes, and it can lead to realization of divine presence. That is mentioned here. Thank you very much. So, next. How is bhakti well beyond liberation? Bhakti is considered well beyond liberation. That's in the last point. Please note. How is it considered well beyond liberation? What does bhakti do?
Surrendering to the divine love.
Yes,
It,
surrendering is the
and
process.
without any consequences, it portrays us leads to the spiritual fulfillment.
Yes, because it leads us to the spiritual fulfillment. Yes, very good. But the bhakti, how does it show that it is beyond liberation?
डिवोटी को डिवोटी ट्राई करता है भगवान उसको डिवाइन को पाने के लिए, उसको कुछ नहीं चाहिए, ओनली गॉड, ओनली द डिवाइन पावर द डिवोटी वांट्स, एंड देयर इज
अहेतुकी
नो
भक्ति.
Correct. Haituki bhakti. Yes. So
long desire, deep desire to
yes,
seek divine power.
yes. So we are seeing how surrender is so important in bhakti, in the path of bhakti, right? And that will transform it, our act into spiritual fulfillment. Yes, very good. Thank you very much. We'll go to the next page, page number 18. Here we see what is the goal beyond moksha.
Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prem, yes. Love of God.
Oh, God.
So how the true realization is coming, how it is coming, when we transcend material concerns and all that, and then if we focus on the spiritual truth, then we'll get Krishna Prema. Right?
More and more devotional service when we perform.
Yes, more and more devotional service in the right mood, right? In the right
In
mood.
the right man.
So what helped the gopis handle the pain of separation? What helped the gopis handle the pain of separation? They were in so much of pain, but something helped them. What
Power of community spiritual experiences.
Yes, very good. Collective lamentation. They were together all the time. They were together. It was not one gopi lamenting. All the gopis were lamenting together. And because of this bond, then it enhanced their devotion also. And their pain was there, which they shared. And because of the sharing of their grief, then it helped them to...
जब वो सब साथ में थे तो सब कृष्ण कथा ही करते थे, उनकी
Correct.
ग्लोरिफिकेशन ही करते थे, नहीं कि कुछ दूसरी बातें करते थे हमारी तरह.
Correct. Very good. Very nice realization. So we'll go to the next page. Here is just a brief outline. So we'll continue with this page, page 22. How does Akrura's recognition of the divine give a deeper understanding of spiritual unity? First point. Look into the divine manifestation recognition. How does his realization is he's recognizing Krishna as what?
As a
Paramatma.
super controller, supreme
Ah,
controller,
ultimate form, yes.
present in many forms.
Yes.
Parameshwar. So the supreme
Parameshwara, correct, Parameshwara. So he's recognizing him as Parameshwara. Now, how does it help him?
He is able to see Lord everywhere. And example was given, right? That
Correct.
she deer, and passes from the right side. So connecting, he see when Akrura just goes there, he sees footprint. As he goes
Yes,
forward, first of all, he was meditating all along from Mathura to that place, right?
yes,
So all continuous contemplation and
yes,
also connecting with the along with the footprint that the baby that female deer passing, and he was seeing everything, right?
yes, yes.
In that. So connecting everything, it talks about Paramatma, that is the all present in all the places, in everybody. So I think that was his understanding there.
Okay. So when he recognized that Paramatma, Parameshwara is present in multiple forms, right? So he was thinking that it is encouraging us also that we also, as devotees, what we should see divine, that is Parameshwara in all aspects of life, right? Therefore, spiritual unity. We can see a spiritual unity everywhere, like that. In our day-to-day life also, if we see Paramatma everywhere, we see there is spiritual unity. That is what is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita also, the 5th chapter. We have this shloka, Vidya Vinaya
Vidya Vinaya,
Sampanne
Vidya
Brahmane
Vinaya.
Gavyastini. Yeah, correct. Very good. Then, next question. Every devotee has a unique relationship with the Lord. What does this suggest? Isn't it? Every devotee has a unique relationship. And he is expressing that relationship of love. And so, what does this suggest us?
It is represented through rasas.
Yes.
Everybody. Either it's a Dasya rasa, Shanta rasa, or Vatsal, any rasa. Because how to connect with the Lord? You cannot do with only a devotion. We need along with the devotion, surrender also, right? We discussed in previously also.
Correct. Previous.
And with the surrender comes your all that thing, humility, right? Starting with the humility to rasas and all that. That's outpouring. It's a result of that. That's how we connect.
Yes.
It
So
also
now the
mentions
devotees.
that,
Yes, Mataji. Samta Mataji.
sorry, it also mentions that each one has a unique relationship.
Correct.
So divine can come in, like divine takes many different forms, and it further enriches the spiritual experience.
Wonderful. Yes, that's the point. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Mataji, in that context, ye yathama prapadyante tan satheva bhajamyam.
Yes, very good, Mataji. You are good at shlokas. Excellent. So, what does the concept of Nitya Siddha suggest?
Eternally
Nitya
perfect
Siddha
thought.
is beyond the realm of material existence.
So what is happening is there is something beyond this material world, right? That means there is a
Where
spiritual
souls
world.
exist for bliss and service to the divine.
Yes. So that means there is a spiritual world and there are souls there and there are in continuous bliss. That means there is no stoppage. Here our bliss is not perpetual, right? Our bliss is truncated here and there. And it's not like that. So the souls are in perpetual bliss and they are continuously serving the divine. There is non-stop 24/7 they are doing that, right? So what does it happen then? What does it tell us? That means it is giving us hope. Someone
It
wants
gives us hope
Yes.
that it gives hope to the devotees to perfect their devotional service and
Yes. Very good. Yes.
keep a goal, like keep their goal constant, like keep an eye on the goal.
Yes, and reach there, reach to
Yeah.
the spiritual world, so that so many devotees, Nitya Siddhas are away there, and they are waiting that we also should go there and we also should perfect our devotion and we also should go back to the spiritual world. So like that.
Sadhana Siddha Bhakti.
Sadhana Siddhas. Yes, Sadhana Siddhas with Nitya Siddhas. We will become Sadhana Siddhas and go back to the spiritual world. Okay, thank you very much. We go to the next. In this page, which potencies of the Supreme Lord are encouraging devotees to transcend the material limitations?
The internal and external potency. Internal potency is like Sri and Pushti, and external potency like Vidya and Avidya.
Very good, excellent. Then what do?
They
Vidya and Avidya
they
are
invite the
highlighting the
nature
dual nature, right? Duality.
for
Duality comes.
liberation. Yeah, dual nature, liberation and for bondage.
And
Exists
Sri and
nature.
Pushti, what they are doing? They are representing the.
Qualities and attributes to divine.
Yes, very good. So this is the distinction between internal and external, right? Potencies. Yeah. Okay, then when we see this distinction, then we are encouraged that yes, we should align ourselves to divine qualities, right? We should not go towards the Vidya, the external potential. We should go towards the divine qualities and we should transcend the material limitations. Material limitations are always there. Raksha Mataji, what is the shloka?
Devi Esha Gunmai Mama Maya Duratya.
Yeah, wonderful. And
Yeah.
there's one more.
Archana Mataji, you cannot win against against Mataji, Raksha Mataji. She's always very quick on her foot,
Prabhuji,
she's
because
very
of my Siksha Guru, my Siksha Guru highly emphasized on shloka. That's why, Prabhuji.
What about duality, Mataji? Something about duality on shloka? So many other in Bhagavad Gita. Sukh, dukh.
हाँ सुख दुख जय परा जय विजय
हाँ,
ठंडी
ऐसा
गर्मी
कौन सा श्लोका है?
9.14
Please say the shloka.
ಮಾತೃಸ್ಪರ್ಶಾತ್ ಕೌಂತೆಯ ಶೀತೋಷ್ಣ
Yes.
ಸುಖ ದುಃಖದ ಆಗಮಾಪೈನ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ಥಾಂಶತಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷವ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
Very good.
Very,
Prabhu.
very impressive, Prabhuji.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
Congratulations. Very impressive.
Thank you so much. That's so wonderful. Then we'll go to the next. What leads
Sorry, what
us?
was the what was that shloka number you said, Raksha Mataji? If you can just put in the chat room.
9.14 yeah.
No, the Raksha Mataji.
yes Prabhuji, I will do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. So sorry, Mataji. Please proceed.
Yeah. So what leads us to perceive the divine presence in the world? This is in point number 5. So we are seeing the divine presence. And what leads us to perceive the divine presence?
Understanding.
Devotion and surrender.
Yes,
Not through
devotion
the
and surrender.
intellectual person.
Excellent. Devotion and surrender is the correct answer. So Akrura is experiencing, right? He's experiencing how the role of devotee is there in seeking the recognizing the divine is there. And so it is suggesting us what? That understanding of the divine is coming from devotion and surrender. Yeah, devotion and surrender rather than thinking. We are intellect. So we are only
That is-
thinking.
Yeah, Gyanis. Basically, I think it's
Gyanis.
referring to the
Yeah.
Gyanis. Intellectual pursuit, right? They only go
Yes.
there.
Yes, correct. So that is the answer. So we'll go to the next page. Page number 25. Here, we see according to Akrura, what happens when we worship demigods? Actually, what is happening?
अगर जब हम डेमीगॉड को प्रे करते हैं और जब वो हमें कुछ देते हैं तो वो बहुत ही टेम्पररी होता है और जब
Here,
भगवान
here.
हमें देते हैं
Please refer to page point number 2, Mataji.
हाँ
You know,
जब भी डेमिगॉड
ultimately,
हमें जो भी देता है वो भगवान के द्वारा ही हमें मिलता है,
हाँ
मगर
वेरी
उसका जो रिजल्ट होता है वो टेम्पररी होता है.
हाँ वो भी सही है, करेक्ट. बट द मेन थिंग इज दैट ही वाज सेइंग दैट you may worship anyone, demigods or whatever, but still it reverberates back to Krishna. That means you are still actually worshipping Krishna only, because Krishna only is the underlying essence of all creation. So if the main person is Krishna, then you may worship anyone, but finally the worship will go to Krishna. Right? Normally we say that if you must water the root, don't water the leaves and the flowers. But here Akrura is slightly different. He's saying that even if you water roots, flowers and fruits also, the water will fall to the roots only. So something like that. So when he compares his pursuits, that is Akrura is comparing his pursuits to a mirage in the desert, how does he pray to Krishna?
He prays with all his heart for Lord Krishna's mercy towards him. So that through association with pure devotees, he can understand and improve his understanding, and he can lift his consciousness.
Yes. He is expressing a desire for mercy, Krishna's mercy. Just say, Krishna, I'm like a person chasing a mirage in the desert, right? So I'm not even recognizing the true source of what is my true source of satisfaction? What is my true source of liberation? I'm not recognizing that. So please, Krishna, please shower me by mercy. So Krishna's mercy is really praying, heartfelt prayer, requiring Krishna's mercy. Okay, so that is how he says, and association of pure devotees. That's so important. He is praying for two things: mercy of Krishna and association of pure devotees. Guru Krishna Kripa Paye Bhakti Lata Beach. So he is just heartfelt prayers is for that. Two things: mercy of Krishna, association of pure devotees. So important in our life, right? To understand that Krishna's mercy, and then our consciousness can be elevated. It can come out of the modes. It can come out of the 3 modes. Okay.
माता जी, एसोसिएशन अगर जो मिल जाता है तो हमारा स्मरणम अच्छे से हो जाता है. Like we are doing Smaranam.
Everything will change. Everything will get Smaranam and everything. If you get association of devotees, that's it. That's the most wonderful thing we can ask for from Krishna. Mostly everybody, Prahlad Maharaj, everyone asks the same thing. Krishna, please give us the devotees association. Because everybody values that so much. A pure devotee somehow, you get finished, then your back home, back to Godhead is confirmed, your ticket is confirmed. So we go to the final page 27. How are all beings interconnected and how does it help us? Point number 6 maybe. How are all devotees interconnected?
Are connected by the 3 modes of nature, and
we are bound. Yes, all are bound.
yeah,
all
we are bound to
even
and
demigods. Everyone. Yeah.
It fosters compassion and understanding towards others, and everyone is on their journey towards enlightenment.
Yes. So we are bound, right, from him. We are not, nobody is immune from ignorance. So that helps us, that everybody is on the same platform. And then that's why we can be compassionate to each other. We can understand each other. And that's how we can recognize that everybody is on their own journey. And this way it helps us. Okay. In our struggle. Then how valuable is introspection in our life? How valuable is introspection in our life?
It is highly needed. Introspection is highly needed because जब हमें हमारी गलती देखनी है, दूसरों की गलती नहीं देखनी है. जब हम हमारी गलती देखेंगे तो उसको सुधार कर पाएंगे थोड़ा.
Correct. Very good.
It will help in overcoming delusion.
Yes, that's because we can overcome delusion. We are not thinking that, we are the greatest. So it will help us in that, and then it will help us attaining higher consciousness.
It makes us humble also.
Humble, yes, humble. Very good. Humility is so important. Thank you all very much. That was the end of this session. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhu.
Thank
I
you,
give
Mataji.
it to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Let
Thank
me
you,
share.
Mataji.
Yes, good. Thank you. Let me
Thank
share
you,
my
Mataji.
PowerPoints. Okay. Do you see my PowerPoints now?
Yes, Vaiji, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Yes,
It's
Prabhuji.
coming.
Okay. All right. So thank you again very much. We are going to, like I said in the beginning, we are going to be starting Mathura Leela right from beginning. So I'm giving you an overview in this particular slide, Mathura Leela, what we are going to see, what we're going to hear. So there are 4 themes: theme 12, 13, 14, and 15. So theme 12 will be listening lesson 78 to 81, and lesson 78 and 79 that we'll be discussing today and tomorrow. Originally, I was going to speak, but now we are kind of swapped with Sanjeev Prabhuji. So today I will do 78, lesson 78, and then he will do 79. Then again I'm coming back, and again then he will take over. So back and forth, you will see me and Sanjeev Prabhuji. So what we are going to accomplish in lessons 78 and 79 today and tomorrow are these 3 chapters, chapter 41, 42, and 43. And as you can see, chapter 41 is now Krishna is entering Mathura. Krishna and Balaram both, okay? Lord Balaram both. Now, you wonder, because you heard so many times that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, right? Vraja. So how is it that he left Vraja and now he's going to be in Mathura? So then Jiva Goswami introduces the concept, the doctrine of manifest pastimes and unmanifest pastimes. What is the Sanskrit word? Anybody can say? Manifest, unmanifest?
Prakata, prakata.
Very good.
Prakata.
Very good. So what the original Krishna, within whom all the incarnations are always there, okay? So when Krishna leaves, the original Krishna does not leave, but his expansion, in this case, his Vasudeva expansion leaves Vraja. So in Vraja, then Krishna's form, original form, he does not disappear. He remains there in his apragata form, unmanifest pastimes. And Mathura, now he becomes a pragata form, okay, manifest pastime. Same way when he leaves Mathura, goes to Dwarka, then again in Mathura, he remains there. So he's always there, all places, okay, but in a pragata or unpragata forms. So that is where how Jiva Goswami want us to think and imagine like that. So that concept Krishna never leaves Vraja is absolutely true. Rupa Goswami has written a huge article on that, So now what we are going to see is Vasudeva expansion. Another point you need to note that in Vraja, his sweetness is full form, okay? In Mathura, it's a mixed form. Sweet form is there, but the form, there is awe and reverence, more on a kind of Vaibhav type, that is there. And in Dwarka, it's completely, fully manifested is awe and reverence, fully like Lord Vishnu forms, Lord Narayana form. And yes, Vasudeva expansion is a Chaturvya expansion. So he is going to be in a full Aishwarya form. So there is also, you need to remember that, okay? In Vraja, Aishwarya is there, but is always submerged within the sweetness, so that his interaction with the Brajvasis, the sweetness of that is always there. And that is lacking actually in Mathura, and particularly in Dwarka pastimes, that you will see that, okay? So completely different kind of role Krishna, you will see that. In Braja, he appeared in a Vaishya form, right? Cow community, farming community, and so on like that. And look at from there, that's where he is, taking cows in the forest for grazing and things like that. That kind of life. Just imagine from that overnight, he's going to change completely into the Kshatriya form. Now he's there in Kshatriya form. He's going to be involved a lot in politics and things like that. Totally, you'll see amazing transformation is there, So now we are going to see a beginning of that phase as soon as he enters Mathura city. Okay, is more and more Aishwarya is becoming apparent. So we'll see in chapter 41, 42, 43, he enters in Mathura, and Mathura Vasis, he was already known who he was. All his heroic pastimes, killing the demons and everything, all this thing, they had heard about it. Amazing thing, and they were really kind of looking forward to who this personality could be. So the awe and reverence was there, already there, okay? And Krishna is not going to dissatisfy them. He is going to show them that. And so chapter 42, remember what was the reason that he was invited for that? Anybody?
Bow
Any volunteer?
sacrifice and Chanur Mashta.
Yeah, he was invited in the pretext of attending this Dhanur Yagya, right? Bow sacrifice. But then Kamsa had a lot of this nefarious kind of a very evil plan. He wanted to kill Krishna and Balaram on that, But he was going to take completely by surprise. Krishna and Balaram actually had that intention, particularly to kill Kamsa right there. So that we are going to see that. So this chapter 42 is all about this breaking the sacrificial bow, Dhanur. Okay. And 43, chapter 43, one of the plan of Kamsa was to have this mad elephant, Kovalyapida. They made him take liquor and so on like that. And the controller of the elephant, he was going to drive towards Krishna and Balaram, and he had that plan. The first set of plan was to crush underneath the foot of this elephant. But what happened, Krishna is going to kill that elephant also, that we are going to see that, okay? So that is 41, 42, 43. In lesson 78, 79 that we are going to see today, we are going to hear today and tomorrow. And the next week, then actually we'll see how Krishna killed Kamsa himself. Kamsa went out of his limit, actually, So chapter 44 will be there in lesson 80, 81. And chapter 45, then also Krishna rescued the son of his teacher. He pays Guru Dakshina. Who was his guru now? Anybody?
Sandipani Rusi.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So while he was in Vraja, he had not even that what is called this Upanayana ceremony, accepting the sacred thread. So all these things was done in Mathura by his father Vasudevji and Devaki. So Vasudevji first thing did, this ceremony was performed, accepting this sacred thread, Brahmin thread, and then he goes to he goes to Gurukula, that is Sandipani Muni's ashrama. Where was his ashrama located? Hello?
Prabhu, near Ujjaini.
Ujjain.
Yes. Ujjain is today's name, right? What was the name known there at that time?
Avanti.
Yes, Avanti, that's great. So Avanti Nagari at that time was a really very well-known center of education. Sandipan Muni is a very well-learned personality. Okay, so that is theme 12. And so what I'm telling you is to give you an overview of what we are going to hear in this entire Mathura Leela. Then theme 13 is we are going to see chapter lesson 82 to 84, lesson 46, 47, 47. So then what happens when he hears, and he already observed, remember when they were leaving Raja, the chariot was driven by Akrurji, and both Krishna and Balaram living and the Brajavasis were in extreme pain, and how they were trying to stop them, they couldn't actually, you know. So Krishna knew about that. So he sends, out of great mercy, sends Uddhava to console the Brajavasis, especially Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maiya. Again, Yashoda Maiya, the greatest shock to her, first time she was going to hear that Krishna was not her son. Actually, they were just what you call that parents who brings up somebody else's child. What is it called? Foster parents, right? So that was the biggest shock. The most confidential secret that we know, actually, the other people don't know, common people, and Bhagavatam is not announced, not revealed, is that Krishna was actually born to Yashoda Maiya too, you know. And the Krishna that appeared in the womb of Devaki was actually his Narayana form. Actually, is this four-arm Vishnu form, you know, because that is the one, that is the form that they worship in their previous lives. Okay, so here in theme 13, chapter 46, we hear Krishna sending Uddhava to, he had two kind of objectives in mind. Uddhava, first of all, first point that is not very well disclosed, Uddhava was actually the Jnana platform, and Krishna wanted to teach him what is really Bhakti's predominance over even Jnana. Okay, and there when he goes to Raja, Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maiya, and Gopis, he was preaching all this Vedic philosophy about this Jnana philosophy, that, you know, what is the supreme form and the devotee, all these things he was going to explain to them on that kind of level, which is not acceptable, did not have any effect on the Brajavasis. You know, so that's the first thing he learned, what is the true bhakti is all about, that is way supersedes even the Jnana platform. Okay. The second aspect was to sending Uddhava, and remember Uddhava was a very learned personality. Who did he learn all these things, aspect of Jnana, from whom? Who was his guru? Who was his teacher?
Brahaspati.
Very good. And who is Brahaspati? Who is Brahaspati?
Brahaspati.
Who is Brahaspati?
Indra ke guru.
Yeah, Devaguru, right? All the demigods.
Devaguru.
Yeah, all demigods.
Yeah. All demigods. He was Brahaspati, was the teacher and guru actually, you know. So Uddhavji learned all the arts, everything from Brihaspati. So it's very, very learned personality. He was a very, not only learned, but a great wise personality. Krishna used to take his viewpoints very seriously. Okay. And many, many times you will see now, both in Mathura Lila and Dwarka Lila, he is going to be his personal confidential messenger. He is to consult him on many, many important decisions, even though Krishna is the supreme God, right? But nonetheless, he was acting as a human, okay? So he's perfectly acting out the human role. So he would consult many times to Uddhavji. When Uddhavji was sent as a confidential messenger to Braja, later on he will hear, he sends Uddhava to even Indraprastha, this conflict developed between Pandavas and Kauravas, how Pandavas are mistreated by Dhritarashtra because of this Putra Moha. That time Uddhava was sent there, actually. Even when he goes to meet this Kubja or Trivakra, there also will hear he takes Uddhava with him. Okay, so that is chapter 46. Uddhava was sent to pacify, console Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maiya, and the gopis. Then chapter 47 in lesson 83, that is both 83 and 84, the very, very important part, very important lesson, that is Brahmar Gita. Brahmar Gita, that is the song of the bee, bumblebee, that we are going to hear in part 1 and part 2. That will be given by Sharad Prabhuji, because we are going to have that very, very important guest in that lesson. Okay, then moving on, theme 14 is lesson 85, which is composed of 2 chapters, chapter 48 and 49. That is what I just mentioned to you. Krishna is going to please his devotees, and the one he met on the streets of Mathura, this particular lady who was beautiful, facial beauty was there, but physically she was bent in 3 places. A huge hump was there in her back, so that's called Trivakra. Threefold bending of his body was there. So Krishna showed a great mercy. She was actually the servant of King Kamsa, and she was actually distributing these ointments, fragrant ointments. So when Krishna sees her, Trivakra offers that ointment to Krishna without asking. So Krishna was very pleased. And Krishna, if you say just give one little thing, Krishna will multiply multifold. So many incidents that we'll see actually. There is a little baby in Vraja, we heard the pastimes. When a vendor came, fruit seller, that lady, Krishna went there to buy that. So he took some money in his hand and it was dropping all over. And this lady was so pleased by this and his sweetness of looking at that little child. She gave all these fruits to him. And then what happened? When she returns back to home, she realized her basket was full of all the precious jewels. So Krishna takes, if you say there are little things offer Krishna, Krishna will multiply and reverse. So it's not a business transaction, it's the transaction on the platform of love, prema. So that's what you need to realize. So Trivikra's home that he had promised Trivikra, Trivikra wanted him to visit, and she was attracted to him. Okay, so Krishna goes and visits Trivikra at her home, and he takes Uddhavaji at that time. Okay? We'll hear that. Right now I'm trying to give you an overview of what you are going to hear. And since in this lesson 78, only about 10-11 slides are there. So I'm giving a little bit more details about what you are about to hear in the next few weeks. Chapter 49, so he had 2 things he does. He visits Trivikra, the other name is also known as AKA, also known as Kubja. Kubja means one who was born Ja means bone, bone deformative, in a bodily deformative way. So that's another name was Kubja. She was very pretty, but nobody will accept her for marriage. But now Krishna not only corrected all the physical deformities, but Krishna made him a very, very attractive woman. So the second aspect was Akrurji. So Akrurji, the one who brought both Krishna and Balaramji from Vraja in his chariot to Mathura, right? So that time, when after reaching Mathura, he tells the Lord that please do visit my home, my humble home. Kindly do visit. So Krishna said, yes, I will visit, definitely will visit you. But my first task is to kill Kamsa. So first I'm going to take care of that, kill him, and end all his atrocious activities and free his parents. Both Vasudevji and Devaki were imprisoned by Kamsa. So he's going to free them that. And then he's going to restore the kingdom of Ugrasena. Ugrasena was the father of Kamsa, and Kamsa put him in the jail too. That he was that Krura, So he had dual mission when he visited Akrurji. And second thing, then his second mission was Akrurji for Akrurji to go and visit Hastinapur and get all the first-hand news about how the Pandavas, being his great devotees, were being mistreated by the Kauravas, especially the Dhritarashtra. As a king, he should follow the Rajadharma. He was completely ignorant of Rajadharma. He was born blind, but not only was physically blind, but spiritually blind also. So he's going to send Uddhava as his messenger there. So that is theme 14. The last but not the least theme, that is theme 15. That is lesson 86 and 87. And there's chapter 50 and 51. So now we'll hear the story about Jarasandha, the huge army, 23 Akshoni Sena. With that, he takes a siege of the entire Mathura city, and that point, Krishna actually comes out and defeats him. Not only once, twice, thrice, but 17 times he defeats him. Okay, so when the 18th time comes, that time Krishna leaves. At that time, what happened? Dual threat was there. Kali Yavana also came there with his great, huge army. So when Krishna realized that this Mathura city is going to be bombarded by these two great forces, at that time he transforms all his Mathurabasis secretly to this new city that he established through Vishwakarma, the celestial architect. That city was built in the ocean that today is called this little island Dwarka. The city was submerged, of course. That's where he transforms them. So that was to build a safe haven from these demons. Ultimately, of course, he had Jarasandha also was killed by Bhima. So that is the establishment of city of Dwarka. And then the final episode that we will hear, but how Kali Yavana, this demon, was also killed, but not directly by Lord, but he created the situation that Kali Yavana was going to be burned alive by this Muchukunda, a great devotee of the Lord, and how he had been given this benediction by the Devas in return for helping them against the demons. So he had asked the boon that I should sleep for long, long time. So basically his hidden objective was not to be disturbed again by the Devas, to call him that. That's a hidden objective that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions in commentaries. So what happens? Krishna leads him. Krishna is running ahead, and this Kali Yavana was following the Lord, and then he leads him to a cave. Krishna goes in the cave and hides himself. So Kali Yavana goes there, and what did he find? He was looking for Krishna. What did he find? There was a person lying down sleeping. So he thought Krishna is pretending to be sleeping, so he kicks him very hard. And of course, what happened? He was this great, actually king. He was a king, actually. He was the son of Bandanta. So that was Muchukunda, and Muchukunda had this boon. As soon as he is awakened up out of his anger, from his eyes, the fire burst open, and this demon Kali Yavana was burned to death. So this is what an overview of Mathura Leela that I just described to you. So now let's get into this lesson 78, 79. 79 I'll go halfway, then Sanjeev Prabhu is going to pick up tomorrow. All right. Any question about this overview which I gave so far? Haribol? Okay, let's move on then.
Was a wonderful overview, very graphical.
Thank you, thank you.
प्रभु जी, मैंने एक बात सुनी थी कि जो मुचुकुंद है वो नरसिंह मेहता जो है वो मुचुकुंद के अवतार है।
अच्छा, मुझे नहीं पता था।
हाँ, मैंने भी एक लेक्चर में सुना है।
अच्छा, well, it's not disclosed here. Maybe if Sharad Prabhuji had been here, he would have told us the story. I think it's probably might be in the Garga Samhita or Harivamsha Purana. This is where all these background stories are there, actually. The fact, not story, imaginary story, no, facts. But that is not discussed in Bhagavatam. And what I'm telling you is based on what is described in the Bhagavatam. Okay, so this slide, you see, again, an overview of lessons 78 and 79 that we'll be discussing about today and tomorrow. So lesson 78 first. All about heroic deeds of Krishna is going to unfold right in these lessons, beginning itself. So Krishna and Balarama first enters Mathura. Right their entrance itself shows the miraculous heroic deeds of Krishna. Okay, so first this ABC, this 78 lesson number 78 is chapter 41. Remember, we are going to talk about 41, 42, and 43. 41 talks mainly about his entrance in the city. Right, is the entrance itself unfolds many of the super activities. Okay, then chapter 42 will hear. So chapter 41 talks about killing of the Kovalya elephant. Then also we'll see about this Malla Yuddha fighting takes place that was arranged by Kamsa with this very powerful, awful looking, these great wrestlers, Chanura and Mustika. So Krishna and Balaram, they were going to do this Malla Yuddha with them, and he's going to kill them there. And then finally, Kamsa is going to be killed in chapter 42, that description. Okay. So here, what you see right here, I'll read it here. Description of how Krishna entered the city of Mathura late in the afternoon. They started early morning from Raja. Same thing when Akruji started from Mathura on his way to Vrindavan, that also took almost whole day. By sunset there. So here also late afternoon they reach. The glories of Lord Krishna's lotus feet, and the Lord promised visiting Akru's home after killing Kamsa. So when Akruji prayed that please visit my humble home, so he's going to do that, But first come first. His main purpose for which he appeared in this material world on the plea of this Mother Earth, who took Brahmaji and Shivji there and went to this Svetadvipa island in this milk ocean where Kshirodaksha Vishnu resides. So there they appealed to Lord, and Lord said that I will appear myself, So that's what it is. Then Krishna, along with Balarama and the cowherd friends, went on the sightseeing tour. So the sightseeing tour is just a pretext. He gave darshana to all the Mathuravasis. And they were amazed to see these beautiful children. Krishna's beauty is just fantastic, you know. Anybody's heart is totally won, you know. And they had heard so much about him. So many demons were killed even when he was just a baby, you know. So they were eagerly looking forward to see him. And Krishna, of course, charms the ladies of Mathura, particularly, with his wonderful sweet glance. That we will see. Nectar leaden, smiling glances. That's the most attractive part of Sri Krishna. And then the last part, see, Krishna killed an arrogant washerman who Krishna wanted. He came from village, you know, so he wanted to have some royal dress to properly meet Kamsa and so on like that. So he wanted some dress, and this washerman, out of total kind of a disregard of Krishna, he was not going to give them. So finally, Krishna had to kill him there. And then, of course, he also gives benedictions to particularly this weaver, very humbly makes them. So now we are going to hear in that what is the value of being humble, humility. That part we'll be hearing about that. And then, of course, garland maker Sudama, not this Sudama, Vipra Sudama that we'll hear later on, and not his own coward friend in Braja, whose name was also Sudama. Actually, Sridama that was. And Sridama happens to be the brother of Srimati Radharani, you know. Okay, so that is the overview of 70, and now we'll get into it, okay? 78, 79, like I said, part of 79 also I'll be taking today. So Krishna cured the hunchback Trivikra when he goes on a sightseeing tour of Mathura city. There he notices in a big, huge crowd, this lady bent in three ways was struggling to get darshana of Shri Krishna. She was greatly attracted. So there Krishna notices her actually, and he corrects that deformity, holds this lady's foot, and Krishna puts on his own foot and lift his chin, her chin up, and corrected deformity. Completely all deformities disappeared in a second, and she became a very, very beautiful woman, attractive woman. So then he moves on to visits arena, preview of arena he wanted to see, and the sacrificial bow was there. So while playing, he lifts the bow and breaks apart. And of course, these Kamsa soldiers were greatly angered, and they tried to attack Krishna Balaram. Krishna Balaram kills many of these soldiers also at that time. So these are verses I have given you in the parenthesis. And then Krishna, this whole thing basically incite great fear in Kamsa's heart. Kamsa hears all these things, and he knew all the demons that he sent to kill Krishna Balaram in Braja, they were all killed by him, you know. So he was already great fear. And then, of course, he remembered the Akashvani that Devaki's eighth child would be he is the one who is going to kill him. So he was already greatly afraid. And then he saw Krishna's heroic deeds, right, when he entered in Mathura city. So he created all this fear and everything. Then, of course, finally he's going to kill them in this wrestling arena. And chapter 79, lesson 79, chapter 43, there are 40 verses are there. Krishna first killed the Kolyapida, then triumphantly enters the arena, involves in the Malla Yuddha with this Chanura and Mistrika, kills them. And then, of course, then he challenges when Chanura kills, he kills them also in that. Okay, so here is now the lesson proper. So before I start, I gave you the overview of it. Now we are going to get into the chapter, okay? Hare Krishna. Any question thus far? All right.
No.
So there are, yes, I'm sorry, Prasad Prabhu, you said that? Or Sanjay Prabhu?
No, Prabhu, I said no questions.
Okay, all right, thank you. So chapter 41, there are 52 verses are there, and we are going to zip through that. So, and as you saw in my overview slide, I given you
Actually,
these three
Prabhuji,
major themes.
so you can- just one
Yeah,
thing. Did you
yeah.
upload the Sara Darshani somewhere? I think you or someone mentioned.
Yeah, I did that. Didn't
Okay.
you get it? I put it on the in that advanced Bhagavatam I sent as an emails attachment.
Okay, then I will file. So the whole Sara Darshani PDF is there. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, it's a wonderful. All my commentaries, all these things you see that slides made from his
Yeah.
commentaries, because I'm no longer now doing it other acharyas commentaries, because
Yeah,
his
yeah.
commentaries are very extensive and they're easy to understand. Okay,
Okay.
very easy to follow. That's the
Okay,
reason.
wonderful, bro.
And
Wonderful.
much more great details he gives that.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
So
Sorry
all
for
my PowerPoints are based on that commentary.
Yeah.
And basically
Thanks.
what I've done that I've used this latest AI technology, but I'm grown now totally, dissatisfied with the AI
No,
technology.
don't take that, Prabhu. We'll discuss that next week.
Yeah,
I completely
they use the
understand. I use that.
same word again and again and again. You get tired of that,
No,
So I take the view, but I use it partially now,
Yes. Sir. Okay.
and I wanted to revert back to my own wordings and everything, later. But I'll be happy to hear what you have to say. But so
Yes.
far, I'm a bit disappointed by this AI technology.
Yes.
Okay, so here you see the three themes A, B, and C. So A means first 18 verses, B verses 19 through 31, and C verses 30 to 50. Oh, great thing about the AI, that's truly amazing. You feed in 56 pages, 50 to 60 pages, and in a split second, it'll spit out the summary of it. So that saves a great time for me to absorb what is there. And then in a particular segment of it, when I want to know detail about it, then I read myself the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But at least the first 10 summary, if you want, that helps you a lot. Okay, but that's about it. Krishna, along with Balarama and the cowherd friends, went on their sightseeing tour to Mathura. That segment we'll see in verses 19 through 31, how he charms the women of Mathura. And then that's where he meets Trivakra or Kubja. And then he comes to this, breaking all about on the street, he meets this washerman, the arrogant washerman who kills him. Then he gives benediction to this weaver and this Sudama garland maker. So here, first 18 verses, okay? And here again, you'll see a wonderful pastimes. So Krishna's entrance in Mathura, this is part 2 now, the glories of his lotus feet, that is glorified here according to our Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's comments. What is the glory of his lotus feet? And his promise to Akrura that he will visit him after killing Kamsa. So highlight the two lords, Krishna and Balaramji, divine presence and the profound impact. Remember, I told you right up front, Krishna is not going to shy away showing his great power, okay, awe and reverence, great Aishwarya, his divinity. All these things openly going to be revealed that we are going to see. Divine presence and profound impact. See that word, profound impact they have on those around them. Remember, at that time, they were just basically young kids, but 14 years old or so, like that, Actually, he left Braja, he was around 10. So you're talking about 10, 11, 12 years old at that time when he enters Mathura. But that's a human point of view, but they look like 14, 15, Nevertheless, in the lok itself, the Chadura Pustika, they were huge. And the women in the audience, they were awestruck. How could these little children going to fight against these powerful wrestlers? And it was totally unfair, totally unmatched. Fight was arranged by Kamsa. They were awe-struck like that. So here, Krishna's interactive, particularly with Akruraji, highlight them of devotion, realization, and the mystical nature of his being. His being means what the Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying, that he being the divine form, that is going to be revealed. Okay? He does not hesitate to reveal that. So, but of course, as part of human lila, that he was acting about it. Unimaginable. How could these little children could kill these huge wrestlers? That self should tell you that. So Akruraji's awe upon witnessing Krishna's proper form, this is where Akruraji was taking them, Krishna and Balaram, from Braja to Mathura. On the way, when he goes to take a bath in Yamuna, that Krishna reveals. And remember, Akruraji's Ishta Devata is Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana. So that form, Krishna shows him underwater. Okay, and Krishna and Balaram as themselves were there on the bank of Yamuna, sitting on the chariot. So Krishna, Akruraji, that's when he offers prayers actually. Yeah? So Akruraji's awe and reverence upon witnessing Krishna's proper form signifies a turning point in his understanding. The turning point means now he knew Krishna and Balaram, they are no ordinary human beings. They are the Supreme Lords themselves. So age-wise, he was like an uncle to them, of course, The dialogue emphasizes the overwhelming nature of Krishna's opulence and the realization that everything existent is encompassed within him. Everything is there within themselves, within the Lord Krishna and Balaramji. Then we'll see the second point, the people of Mathura's excitement. That so far they had heard about it. Their superhuman acts, Krishna's superhuman acts, they heard about it. Now they are going to witness all these things, Upon seeing Krishna and Balaram reflects their magnetic charm, their personality, magnetic personality they had, that just their look, particularly Krishna's glance and so on like that. Nanda Baba, of course, remember, Nanda Baba also associated with them. They came from Braja with them, So Nanda Baba is also there in the audience when Krishna and Balaram performed all the superhuman acts. And then came the bunch of cowherd men also. They carried a lot of presents to give presents to Kamsa, milk products and so on like that. To meet him at an emotional layer, emphasizing a bond between Krishna and family and the longing for a reunion. That we are going to see there. Third point, Akruraji's invitation. I told him 3-4 times now already. He wanted Krishna and Balaram to visit his home to really give his home a great mercy, blessings, but also a deep earning to divine association blessings. That's basically what it actually. His understanding of the spiritual significance of Krishna's lotus feet. He wanted to really, so when Krishna visits him in his home, his humble home, he actually takes Krishna's lotus feet, washes, and the remnant of water he puts on his head and so on like that, and he does proper receipt of them, Vedic way. And their purifying power further emphasizes the reverence held for Krishna. So Akruraji was in a reverential mood of Krishna and Balaram. And he knew they were none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, his own Ishta Devata that Krishna showed him when he went underneath the Yamuna river. So he had no doubt whatsoever that Krishna is the supreme God, Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Ultimately, the fourth point, ultimately Krishna's statement, but first dealing with Kamsa. So that is, Vishwanath Chakravarti makes a point here. Even though great love of his devotees there in Akrurji, okay, but nonetheless, first come first. What particular reason why he descended to the material world to lower Bhara Avatara? It's called Bhara Avatara. Bhara means the weightage. Weightage was what? This demoniac elements, all these demonic personalities with these huge armies and so on like that. So that was his main mission. And now that was Vasudeva expansion. His job was to kill those personalities, to lower the Bhara Avatara. That's why he took the incarnation to lower the this sinful weight on Mother Earth. You know? So he tells his devotee, wait, I will definitely come, but first I must take care of this Kamsa, killing Kamsa, freeing my parents. Third thing, reinstall Ugrasena as the king of the Yadus. Yadus were actually under curse, that no Yadus will be able to rule. That curse also is going to be changed now. Akrura underscores his mission to protect Dharma and restore order. Is that threefold? Why he appears threefold? Anybody? Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha duskritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya, sambhavami yuge yuge, right? Three. First, the foremost is to please his devotees, which he did already in Braja. Okay. Second point, now the second part of his coming is going to take place, killing all the demoniac elements who are harassing his devotees. And third point, that will take place towards the very end in Hastinapur by the Mahabharata war, actually, great war, Kurukshetra war. That is when he's going to demolish all the demons, the Kauravas and so on like that. He's going to reinstall the Dharmika, the righteous king in Maharaj Yudhishthira. So that re-establishing religious principles, that is going to take us third. So these three principles Krishna is going to accomplish in this incarnation. Okay, so that is the summary of first 18 verses, and you got the gist of it now. The same way I'm going to tell you the gist of verses 19 to 31. What are the highlights? It's shown right at the top. These verses this 19 to 31 vividly describe the majestic city of Mathura. It's a great detailed description of Mathura city. Remember, we are talking about 5,000 years ago. And Mathura city was established by who? Remember? Do you remember anybody? Who was the one who established?
Shatrugna.
Very good. Very good. I'm impressed. Your knowledge. Shatrugna was the one who established the city. So that is in a Rama Avtara. So how old that city is there is expected by Krishna, Balaramji and their friends upon their arrival. So there are 3 points to it. The city is quoted with, so here the very brief, I've given a few outlines, but there in the chapter itself, huge paragraphs are there describing the great, awesome description of Mathura city that even 5,000 years ago. So that description is given right here. I'm not going to read that. As Krishna enters, the excitement among the women of Mathura is palpable. Palpable means it's very apparent. From the very appearance, walking the street, they could see his majestic power. Their eagerness leads them to rush out in an almost chaotic manner. They will come to in their balcony and wanted to take a close look while Krishna and Balarama is going on the street. There are hundreds of people in the crowd were following him. Remember, he was with some coward boys also there. Almost chaotic manner, forgetting. So this is what happened when some great personality appears. Chaotic situation happens because the crowd management, forgetting their adornment and even interrupting daily activities to catch the glimpse of Krishna. They forgot about their routine activities, chores and everything. And they just were mesmerized by looking at them, you know. And remember, looking at Krishna, what does it mean actually? That means you never have to come back again in this material world. That is the power, you know, of Krishna. And now we cannot see them in their form, but simply hearing about these pastimes, that is as good as seeing Krishna himself. So you don't see Krishna through our eyes, but through the eyes of our heart and through emotions. That's how you behold Krishna's super beauty and his wonderful, wonderful enactments of his pastimes. Simply hearing that, it purifies our heart, the mirror of our heart, from the lower modes of material nature, which are the outer manifestation of Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Madhu, Moha, Matsara. That's the one, the six enemies of the brain, our mind, that keeps us in this material world. So Krishna corrects and cleans the mirror and replaces those lower modes with the mode of goodness, you know. And only through Sattva Guna we understand the reality, the truth, as it is, not through the lens of Maya Devi. It's a deep attraction and admiration of them that Mathravasis are beholding now. And they are awestruck. Third point, Krishna's charm captivates these women particularly, who feel a profound connection to him, suggesting that his beauty and presence offer them a form of bliss and fulfillment. Just imagine that. Even you don't look, then when you go to the temple, Srila Prabhupada, what did he say that? How to behold Krishna's deity form? First you look from the Krishna's lotus feet and gradually move upwards to come to his smiling face. That is how we should actually, Prabhupada very nicely showed us what is the proper way of beholding Krishna. Begin with his lotus feet. And never ever forget, Radhaji is always an integral part of Krishna. Those who worship Balarupa, that's different. I like to see his eternal Yavana form, you know. So that's where Radhaji is always there. I cannot imagine Krishna without Radha. The reaction is symbolized a more profound spiritual awareness, awakening process. So just look at the deity form also. It awakens our spiritual being, and spirit soul has a direct eternal connection with the Supreme Soul. That is what you invoke. The deity also invokes that way, you know. And that emotion, the waves of emotion taking place originate from our heart. With that, you pay your obeisances to the Lord. The passage highlights beauty. Look at this, very notable words. Is incredible beauty, devotion, and the transformative power. The transformative power, it dramatically transforms our personality. That's the very crux of my hypothesis, for which I'm doing this PhD. And when I'm going to publish that book, is all about that wonderful dramatic transformation of our personality, who we are, very Sobhava, which you are born with, Abhijatasya. That people say that once that you are born, you cannot change your personality. No, just looking at Krishna, hearing about his pastimes, that dramatically alters but who we are. We regain our spiritual form, even in this, while this material body is there. The soul is still material body. That material body itself undergoes dramatic transformation. That is the amazing thing expressed. You just take the remnant Krishna Prasadam. You compare with ordinary food and Krishna Prasadam, dramatic change is there. Just honoring Krishna Prasadam dramatically changes ourselves. Just smelling the flower offered to the deity. These are the basic elements Srila Prabhupada introduced to us, all of us. But there's a deep meaning and significance is there. But whole body, everything is changed. Simply smelling the flower that is offered to the deity. Tasting Krishna Prasadam, how dramatically changes. These are things you need to tell the mass of people, and that is my object in publishing this book. It is going to be the most significant part of my very human being born in the human form. That is my little service to the Lord. Whatever I learned from the Shastra after 2-3 decades of thing, that's exactly, if I could accomplish that aim before I die, that will be the super dream for me. My human birth will be well worth. If my book ever gets into the people's hands, and they will see how dramatic changes taking place by simply bowing down to the deity of Krishna. It's the beginning process, and later everything changes towards who we are. Okay, now verses 32 to 50, the final verses of this chapter. What are the highlights again? So whenever you see my slide, if you see highlights, first read the highlights. These verses illustrate. Illustrate means exemplify. Illustrate the interactions between Lord Krishna, the washerman, the weaver, the gardener, each. These elements discussed in here in this section has great significance to it. First, this arrogant washerman. Krishna wanted this royal dress from him, and he would refuse. Response to the washerman's arrogance serves as a reminder of the importance of good conduct and humility. See that? Good conduct and humility, these are the two elements that are the prerequisite to approach Krishna. The weaver was too proud of that. No, I am the servant of King Kamsa. How dare can you get that dresses like that? That kind of arrogance was in him. And Krishna teaches him the lesson now. And the weaver's act of dressing Krishna and Balaram showcases the significance of. Now the weaver, first the dressed seller, Now the weaver comes. He very complete opposite of it. Very humbly offers him the Lord. The significance of devotion through service. See that keyword, devotion through service. That's why Srila Prabhupada defined bhakti as devotional service. The service mentality, service attitude should always be there when we render bhakti. Bhakti without service is of no much value. So then Krishna reciprocates with his blessings to this weaver. Then this Sudama, the garland maker, encountered with Krishna, demonstrating the profound relationship between the divine and his devotees. See that? Their interaction. Remember, these devotees are no ordinary devotees. Their devotion started from many, many lifetimes before. Okay? So now they are seeing the culmination of their bhakti process in this lifetime. So they are able to physically visualize Krishna and being able to serve the Lord. This is what the greatness of that. So whatever we are doing this lifetime, sooner or later, we will see Krishna face to face. That conviction, faith and conviction should always be there by simply hearing the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the Vangamaya Swarupa of the Supreme Lord. Bhagavatam is nothing about that, but all about Shri Krishna. Especially the 10th canto. Krishna acknowledgement of Sudama's offerings and his subsequent. So Krishna always reciprocate billions of fold than what we offer our service. No. But we don't offer in exchange of that. Otherwise, it's a business transaction. We offer Nishvartha Bhava. Okay? So this is boundless compassion and love. And the compassion is flowing through his eyes. Look at the deity. Focus simply on his eyes. You'll begin to experience that great deal of compassion for us. We are suffering in this material world, and that is not unnoticed by the Lord. Okay? And he's helping us to remove those sinful acts simply by serving Him, to serve Him sincerely. In one of the classes, I forgot which lesson we talked about, which course, called Sincerity of Purpose. I think it was Bispadev's teachings. Sincerity of purpose. Everything, anything we do in our bhakti process, sincerity must come first. With the heart, you prepare your bhogas. With heart's emotion, feelings, you offer the bhogas to the Lord, and He will accept it. Whatever we are doing, I'm not qualified to teach all these things, but the words flowing from my mouth by some divine force. These are not my words. It's coming from Him. The passage also underscores the idea that Krishna's mercy is available to all. Look at the key word, all. Nobody has to worry about that. His mercy is available to all of us, but the recipient has to be there. Rain is falling on the ground as well as on the rock. The rock doesn't grow, right? So we should have our heart should be not like rocky heart. It should be mellowed down. The rocky heart should be like a wax melt down, with feelings, emotions, regardless of their background, and all the genuine devotion leads to a deeper connection with the divine. So that's how you connect yourself, through your emotions, your feelings, and serving attitude and sincerity. These are the basic elements of a bhakti process that we must come with it. And that only comes and develops, evolves with sadhu sangha, associating with saintly personalities who are far more advanced than we are. So by following their footsteps, not anukarana, but anusharana, not copying them, but following their footsteps, then we get these elements, basic elements, how to serve the Lord. Okay, let's take a 3-minute break, 3 to 5 minutes break. And if you want to ask something, please feel free. I think this is essential to break a little break, because constantly hearing, you need to have break. No matter how short you are coming, it's better. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one realization may I share with you?
Oh, please. You're welcome.
प्रभुजी, जब भी आप AI का जो AI से लिए हुए पॉइंट, जब भी आप ये जो हाइलाइट्स लिखे, ये जो वर्ड्स लिखे, वो आपके हैं, मतलब आपने लिखे, AI ने नहीं दिए होंगे, मगर जो AI के थे वो बहुत ही
spirit behind the words are mine, but some of the words are coming. But now I'm fed up with that. Some of the words they use,
हाँ प्रभु जी, मगर वो जो वर्ड है ना, वो जो AI देते हैं, वो बहुत ही वो हाई लेवल इंग्लिश और वेरी इज नॉट इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड प्रभु जी. हाँ प्रभु जी,
I agree with you.
मेरा एक रियलाइजेशन है, मुझे बहुत ही टफ लग रहा है.
I agree with you. And I'm going to this Dwarka Lila, you will see a totally different picture. But Sanjeev Prabhuji asked me to wait until he tells me some other aspect of AI. So see, when there is something good, see, remember Prabhupada taught us, just because something is material, we don't discard. If that material thing is potentially could be utilized in Krishna's service, then we should embrace. So AI technology also, it has amazing powers. I told you, in a split second, it will give you the summary of the thing,
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, so since we are in a break time, I can share. It's a simple thing. What you're doing there is, okay, maybe you upload the PDF or a scanned file and then say, okay, summarize this for me, right? You might be giving a one sentence. That's what you call a prompt or a command. Yeah. Now, if you elaborate on that, let's say, okay, summarize this for me, avoid using repetitive word, retain the same words We'll have to come up with the right prompt, retain the same words without changing any to maintain the originality. Then it will do that for you. And then when you read that, if you give a feedback on that same, like I did not like this part, so it will again do that for you. So all I'm saying, don't quit on that. Use that, but the challenge we saw here was from the feedback, and as you also agree, is there is a repetitiveness and there is a transformation of the word or different
Okay.
word than the original context. In that, we lose that originality of the author or the acharya. Those are the two things we don't know. So if you just try that again and again, it will fix and it will improve. That's how that whole thing is supposed to work.
Right now, it saves a lot of my time,
Yeah. Please don't. That's what I'm saying. Don't.
Very
Yeah,
detailed comment someone else gives me right away, and
Yes,
the
Prabhuji.
essence of it, that helps me. But
That's
the
what I'm
only
saying.
thing now you're beginning to see the same old things the way AI gives,
No,
That's
so
what
that's
I'm
what.
tired of. It.
Don't quit on that. All I'm saying is when it does the first time, you give the prompt again as a feedback and say, no, I did not like this part. Please change.
Oh,
So
okay,
it
I
will do
see.
that.
Okay, I'll
Like,
try that here.
it's
I'll
like
try that.
training any other human. Like
Yeah,
one.
but something
time.
that offers in a useful way, then you must embrace that,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. In that, remember, we asked for the feedback from our audience, our participants. The two comments, they're diametrically opposite, two ends of the spectrum. One person said that it defeats the Bhagavatam spirit. And when you use this AI technology, the other person glorifies that. So that was one of the reasons in our brainstorming session. I want to understand what these two personalities are telling me, because they are completely opposite, diametrically opposite. And what I need to do, what I need to embrace, what I need to see the negative elements of the AI technology and positive elements. How can I make draw a balance? That is what I want to learn from this brainstorming session. So those two personalities who gave these comments, if you don't want to disclose your name, home, then it's fine with me. But I would appreciate if you could really tell me a little bit more about why you came up with those comments. That's exactly. And it's a learning process for me. Okay, let me give it. Then we'll discuss toward the end. Okay. So now this is again, the spirit is mine, but the form and the words that's coming from AI technology. Okay. Some of the words are not mine actually, but the spirit is there. So this divine presence and realization, Akruj's remarkable transformation that we saw that, right? Beginning when he took a bath in Ramana River and Krishna showed him that form. There's a reason for that. Akruji was in that Avan spirit form, worshipping that, and his Ishtadevta is Lord Narayana. So Krishna shows him that picture in that form, and to make him realize there is no difference between Krishna himself and Lord Narayana's form, his Ishtadevta. So that point was the beginning point of transformation, dramatic transformation expressed in Akruji. So Akruji is saying, from perceiving Krishna merely as a nephew, so this physical relationship they had, he had to transcend that. Now he accepted Krishna as the Supreme Lord. Okay, and that we are going to hear very similar aspect in his Vasudevji, his father. When later on we are going to hear, and Krishna is going to, because Vasudevji's realization of his supreme being divinity, that submerged, that affected his parental affection for Krishna. So Krishna had to really correct him, remove that Avan reverence from him, and then because Krishna wanted his paternal relationship with him. So that we are going to see. So that is what happened in Akrurji. So from perceiving Krishna merely as a nephew to recognizing him as the supreme absolute truth serves as a powerful illustration of spiritual reawakening. See that? Awakening, I would call it reawakening. The journey emphasizes that the true, so this, remember at the time when he started, he had not yet, so right there, his transformation was taking place. So the purpose was there, to Krishna bring him there, right? So Krishna began transforming his heart at the point when he started from Mathura. On the way, remember he was thinking about all these things, how he's going to meet them, how his human form birth is going to be correct. So right then he had the inkling that Krishna is no ordinary person. In fact, that truly understanding of divinity transcends superficial views, requiring deep inner realization, atmiyata developing. It reveals, just like even in a material relationship, जब हम किसी से मिलते हैं and फिर उसको, you get to know that person as he is. So atmiyata develops that. So that makes a dramatic transformation with our relationship. Superficial views requiring deep inner realization. It reveals how the divine presence. So you see that all these things are saying, that's where my spirit, when I read Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's comments, that is in my heart. But put it in words, and that also flowery words, there is AI coming in that, okay? So I type my draft, and then I go through this two aspects of it. One is the this Grammarly, my Grammarly, that I've been using for many years now. My Grammarly was introduced to me when I was a student at Graduate Theological Union, University of California, and they were the one who they paid the dues, Grammarly due, and so I was amazed by that. But Grammarly started using AI technology that I did not realize until a couple months back. Okay, and then I got in this Chat GPT. Okay, that of course also I took a course. I took many courses, speed reading, how to internalize complex topics in just moments. I took all these courses, and I'm still taking many of these courses, and they're wonderful. So there I learned about this Chat GPT. I first heard about it. There's another one also. I forgot what it is called, but you tell that app that show me as a 5-year-old man, 5-year-old boy. I'm totally ignorant, but don't use any technical flowery words. Tell me what it means. So very complex, dry topics, academic topics that helps lot to understand that. So it is no doubt AI offers amazing things, and that is our future. That's where the future lies. So we cannot simply ignore it. Okay, then devotion, bhakti. The interactions between Krishna and his devotees underscore the core theme of bhakti. See that? The heartfelt devotion. Again, it is it's coming exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm telling you, I've been repeatedly telling you, through emotions you serve Krishna. And Krishna reciprocates that. So that is what is the word is called heartfelt devotion. That's what it is. So I give a draft, and that alankaras are being used by this AI technology. Okay, I lost what happens. So, yeah, here we were. So devotion, bhakti, that should be there. An emotion automatically develops if there is sincerity of purpose is there. Okay, you don't do this for the show, public show, because your relationship is personal with the Lord. You personally interact with Him. you know, and forget about what the other people think. The highlight of the philosophical principle that devotion serves as a universal path. So see, right there you can suspect this was not my word. These were not my words. This is AI. Universal path to connect with the divine, emphasizing love and humility. So I would put it in a very simple words, you know, and that will touch closely to the heart of the all of you, you know, than these flowery words. But I use this thing because it transforms what I want to say in a more effective way, more persuasive way. That's the reason I use that, you know. The nature of reality, the Krishna's magnificent nature, coupled with profound acknowledgement that everything exists within him and reflects on non-dualistic perspective reality. So these are, see, that Rakshamati was saying that these kind of words are sometimes difficult for people to understand. So you need to come down to earth and explain in your own words. So that is what I used to be doing before, and I'm going to revert back. And when I do this Dwarka Lila, you know, because then I can communicate with you heart to heart, not with the curtain of these flowery words. Devotional oneness with the Supreme Person, the goal will beyond. So this is what, again, this AI tech, with the app which I'm using, ChatGPT or whatever it is, it must be, the app must be designed or put into that by somebody using the Advaita philosophy slant. There, I changed that. There, the word was that moksha was glorified. I changed it to that. Because bhakti takes us beyond moksha. So these are my change of it, you know. The AI came up with moksha as the supreme goal. And so obviously I could guess immediately that that must be Advaitavadi philosophy, Advaitavadi who must have designed or programmed this AI. Atman, Saviji, Mukti, so all these things, that's not the true reality. That's not Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said that. So they twisted Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur to suit their purpose. Transformation through beauty. Again, beauty, physical beauty is don't see that. It's the spiritual beauty that we are talking about. The women of Mathura rushing to see Krishna exemplify the extraordinary power of beauty and affection in the spiritual realm. So beauty plays a role. And that's why I also like to see beauty in my writing, everything, when I saw pictures and everything. Because beauty is the one who attracts all of us. Okay? And beauty could be in a variety of forms. And because I'm a scientist also. So I see art in science and science in art. That's the way I see it. So soft heart, emotion. I'm basically a very emotional person. Very, very emotional person. You know, right from my childhood. Automatically develops होता ही मेरे जो कुछ मैं कह रहा हूं मेरे मन से निकली हुई बात है मेरे हृदय से निकले हुए भाव है emotion waves है and nothing artificial about it. The women of Mathura are rushing to see Krishna. So because Krishna's beauty that attracts them, you know. And beauty is the beginning part. And look at the surrounding nature. If you see from your that eyes, that vision, you will see the beauty of the nature also. Beautiful, wonderful flower, plant, trees. Where I live, my house is surrounded by huge trees. And that's the kind. I don't like to live in a big multi-story buildings, concrete buildings, nothing, no trees around. I live in a simple house and surrounded by these huge trees. Okay. So now 79, I'm going to discuss about first two parts only. Krishna cured human Trivikra, I already explained to you. A breaking of the sacrificial vow. That also partially explained the past time. Krishna cured the hunchback Trivikra. I told you, explain. He met this lady when he was sightseeing tour in Mathura streets. So this lady was struggling to see Krishna. So Krishna noticed her and saw how she was bent halfway down. And Krishna noticed, saw the love, attraction that Kubja had that for Lord. Of course, remember we talked about Rati, 3 kinds of Rati, right? Samanya Rati, Samanjas Rati, and Samartha Rati. Samanya Rati is what Kubja, but that doesn't mean you and me. It's still higher than that. Because Krishna, this Trivakra saw the beauty of the Lord. She was attracted that, not for a human being, the ordinary human being. So this is Samanya Rati, but in a higher sense. Samanjasarati is by the queens of Dwarka, and Samartharati is the gopis of Braja. So this Kubja is representing Samanya Rati. Okay, these questions also, these are also, I see a definitive pattern, but they are useful for us to get some essence of that particular chapter. And I'm going to bypass that. You can read it later on, okay? And let's get into the discussion period. All right, board. So tomorrow, Sanjeevi Prabhuji is going to pick up part of halfway from lesson 79 onwards, okay? All right. So it's open for discussion now. Hare Krishna. Is everybody stunned? What?
No, Prabhuji, we are here only. Thank you, Prabhuji,
भगवान
for
की
so
बातें,
wonderful
भगवान की बात
class.
सुनते तो हम इससे ऐसे हो जाते हैं.
Yes, Prabhuji, it is very true.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Direct
Prabhu.
goal.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for a wonderful
Hare Krishna,
class, Prabhu. It's a
Thank
full
you.
dance, So, Prabhu, could you please elaborate that Samanjasarati, Samartharati, all, there's a 2-3 things what you said just now. I'm not
Yeah.
able to got that.
Yeah, Samanya Rati is this outside attraction you get, as Kubja or Trivakra was greatly influenced. So, Samanya Rati क्या है कि मेरे beloved जो मुझे चाहते हैं, मैं वो मुझे कैसे खुशी दे सकते हैं? So Kubja wanted Krishna to give her that happiness, that pleasure, physical pleasure. So she invites him at his house, and she decorates the house. This is all very, very erotic way, and Krishna notices that. But Krishna did not want to disappoint her. So he does visit there, and he takes Uddhavji with him. Sometimes you wonder why he took Uddhavji, That's for reason. And you'll see some pictures I will show you later on how Krishna came there, but when Trivakra went out of limit to touch his body, that time Krishna shows like this, So Samanya Rati is that kind. How my lover can give me the pleasure, that is the objective. Most of us are in that category, Then comes the intermediate. There's the queens of Dwarka. Surely they loved Krishna. They personally served him, even though thousands of servants are there. Okay, Rukmini ji would personally serve Krishna, everything, but their love was divided because they had children. With each queen had 10 sons and 1 daughter, right? So their love was distributed. So not totally. Whereas come to the Samartha, very Sanskrit word Samartha means capable. The gopis were capable to forgo their own relationship. Queens could not forget their sons. Gopis went beyond. They left everything, everybody behind when Krishna summoned them through his flute. Okay? Venu Git. And they rushed in the middle of the night. They didn't think anything else. So that is called Samartharati. Their capability of loving Krishna beyond our personal interest, that capability we don't have. And we probably won't have. But following their footsteps, hopefully someday we might get. So now you see the difference between three?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you
So
so
when
much. Prabhu.
Krishna expects us to love him with completely pure love, no any kind of transaction, business transaction. And that must come out naturally from your heart. And that is the process for all of us, is years and years of hearing Krishna Katha from senior devotees. That's how we get it. Because they got it. But associating with them, we get it.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Anybody else? Come on, I stopped the class before I went through all the slides.
प्रभु जी लास्ट में जो क्वेश्चन आंसर दिए हैं,
हाँ जी,
हाँ प्रभु जी लास्ट में जो आपने क्वेश्चन आंसर दिए हैं ना फॉर ग्रुप डिस्कशन, उसमें प्रभु जी जो फिफ्थ वन जो इन व्हाट वेज डू द थीम्स ऑफ ब्यूटी एंड एस्थेटिक्स मैनिफेस्टेड इन मॉडर्न स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिसेस,
वो जवाब भी लिखा हुआ है ना, आंसर भी लिखा हुआ है।
हाँ हाँ लिखा हुआ है, मतलब प्रभु जी आप थोड़ा समझाइए ना।
मगर क्या है कि when we talk about that, this is the term in the context of beauty, I think it is mentioned there. I forgot that actually. But
yes, प्रभु जी
कहने का तात्पर्य ये है कि जो कुछ हम देखते हैं, अनुभूति करते हैं हमें उसकी, वो दिल से, हृदय से होनी चाहिए ना। कहने का मतलब ये है, हम देखते हैं ब्यूटी, आंखों से देखते हैं जरूर, डेफिनेटली थ्रू आईज वी सी दैट, ओके, बट वहां तक ये सीमित नहीं है। ब्यूटी की जो अनुभूति है वो वहां सिर्फ आंखों से देखने से उनकी वो सीमित तक नहीं है, वो आंखों के द्वारा हम अंदर लेते हैं। सो द गोपीज एंड अदर वुमेन व्हेन दे सो कृष्णा, दे यूज their very poetic way is explained. Their eyes are like cup. You take a drink, juice or something in a cup, right? And then you drink, right? So they took the beauty in a cup made of eyes, and with that they drink. And drinking also not with his mouth, but with the heart, emotions. So that is the way to uski. Or Krishna mein wo hai natural. It comes automatically when you keep doing that, keep hearing about Krishna. Eventually it will come. May not come beginning. Why they are being prevented by that is the mode of Rajaguna and Tamaguna that is preventing us. Because Rajaguna is taking back to the material world, and you become asamanjas. Asamanjas means you become disturbed. You are seeing Krishna's beauty, you are hearing about Krishna, at the same time your attraction towards material things. So connection nahi hota hai. समझ मेरी बात? You have to use it's like copper wire that conducts electricity, right? Why copper wire is the best conductor? So you have to have that proper conductance, and the conductance is hearing from other devotees. Then you make a connection with Krishna. And even when you hear your own self, you will develop, at least for that point of view, when you're hearing, the material things are left behind. Because whenever you turn your face toward Krishna, Maya has no jurisdiction. Maya cannot touch you. But the moment you take your eyes away from Krishna, the Maya immediately will catch you. And she will allure you all the material beauty and everything. But material beauty is temporary. The beauty of Krishna is eternal. Everything that has connection with Krishna, this eternity element is associated with it. That is what I'm talking about. And that
comes, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Rakshamadaji. बहन जी आप हाय के कहाँ है बहन जी, आप आवाज नहीं सुनाई देती है। आर यू
मैं
अराउंड?
यही, हाँ भाई जी, हरे कृष्णा, मैं यही पे हूँ। बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है, वेरी नाइसली, और
बहुत
बड़ा
बहुत शुक्रिया,
इंटरेस्टिंग है,
शुक्रिया।
रियली, और बहुत बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, और
आप कुछ
बहुत
पूछना
अच्छा
चाहेंगे, आप कुछ पूछना चाहेंगे? और हमें हमें
मैं
कुछ सुनाए, और आप हमें कुछ सुनाइए।
मुझे भाई जी, आपने तो वो कह दिया कि जो
नहीं आपके
मैं
आपने
सुना।
गुजराती में कहते हैं निखालस भाव। सक्षा माता जी तुम्हें निखालस भाव जरा एक्सप्लेन कर सो माता जी ने। वो
नेचुरल, स्पॉन्टेनियसली जो दिल में आता है वो बोलना।
या दैट्स व्हाट
बराबर प्रभु जी,
निखालस भाव, यस,
निखालस भाव।
इनोसेंटली। सो बहन
मैं
जी मैं ये पूछना
मैं
चाहता हूँ।
मैं भाई जी यही सोच रही थी कि जो अगर कांटेक्ट में नहीं आती तो मुझे कुछ पता ही नहीं था। मुझे थोड़ा सा, मैं जैसे बस में चढ़ने के लिए दौड़ते हैं ना, बस के
हाँ
अंदर
जी,
चढ़ जाते हैं, मैं
हाँ हाँ
पहली सीढ़ी जो होती है ना बस की
हाँ
चढ़ने
जी।
की, मैं उस पे खड़ी हूँ अभी, खड़ी हुई हूँ अंदर। तो मैं सोच रही हूँ कि मैंने रियली, मैं आपको थैंक्स
नहीं
करती हूँ
बहुत बहुत
बहुत,
शुक्रिया आपका।
रियली।
मैंने सोचा
मैं ये
आप इतने इतना रैपिड प्रोग्रेस कर रही है, आई एम अमेज्ड बाय दैट रियली। सब लोग के लिए आई मेट Benji a few years ago. She was introduced to me by my sister in Toronto, and we met, and immediately we seemed to have connected with each other. So when she heard about it, she told my sister that she would like to hear these classes. So immediately I enrolled her, and ever since she's been hooked up to it. And we all get benefit of such great devotees. She has this natural inclination towards hearing Krishna Katha.
मुझे मुझे आई फील कि मुझे बहुत ज्यादा, सबसे बहुत कुछ मिल रहा है सीखने को, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिल रहा
और
है,
आपसे
रियली। आई,
आपसे हम लोग सीख रहे हैं, मैं भी सीख रहा हूँ आपसे।
मुझे नहीं लगता ऐसा।
नहीं सचमुच, जितना आपके भगवान की आपके पे पूरी कृपा दृष्टि है, आप कितना जल्दी एब्जॉर्ब कर लेती है सब कुछ।
Yes,
मुझे
Prabhuji, she is
सालों
very spontaneous.
मुझे कितने सालों लगे इस हद पे पहुंचने के लिए।
जी जी भाई।
Mataji, you are blessed. You are a very quick learner and quick grasper.
समता
We are
माता जी,
learning from you.
you two are also quick learner.
No, Mata. No, Prabhuji. So I was wondering,
प्रभु
Prabhuji.
जी, प्रभु जी, उसका रीजन है कि स्त्रियों का हृदय पहले से सॉफ्ट होता है ज्यादा,
Exactly.
कंपेयर
That's
टू
right.
मेन, कंपेयर टू
Yeah,
मेन।
that's why they come to bhakti much more easier
और
than
जल्दी
men.
से वो विश्वास करती है सब में, सब में।
Yes.
और मेन जो है वो विश्वास नहीं करते सब में, पहले तो जरा भी नहीं
You are
करते हैं।
absolutely right. Absolutely right. Men have an ego, right? Man ego.
यस प्रभु जी, टू हाई।
Yeah. अच्छा और कुछ नित्य सखी माता जी आपसे कुछ सुना नहीं है? I haven't heard from long time from you.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm listening. Just now,
You
Raksha Mataji said,
I have assigned you some important lessons to you. Did you notice that? All of
yeah,
you. I sent
yeah,
all of you. All of you will be participating, okay,
yeah.
in this Dwarka Leela.
यस प्रभु जी, वी आर सो ब्लेस्ड,
Yeah,
रियली।
Thank
yeah.
you. And so am I. Any other question, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hi.
Yeah, thank you for the class. So I was just like reading through this and then comparing. You made a comment that Krishna, whatever he does in a complete way and full way. Like when he goes to Dwarka, the Aishwarya Bhav is there in full, in the full of its entirety.
Yeah.
And same way when he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he acts completely as a devotee. He teaches us how to
Yeah.
be devotee. Like, oh, you
Mhm.
mentioned this point that when he is in Vrindavan, he is a Vaish, like the business and simple cohort, but his simplicity is in full form and his
Yes.
intimate relation is in full
As he is. As he is.
form. Then when he goes to Mathura Dwarka, Majestic is in full form.
Yes.
Like when he comes in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then his Audarya complete form. Like fully, he teaches how to be a devotee and
Because he
total
is in the
Audarya. He will
he is
give
in the mood
to
of
anyone who
Radharani.
lifts up to him.
Srimati Radharani is like that. Krishna goes by book, whether we are qualified or not. But Radharani doesn't look that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself, but in the mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani. And that's why that grace, that grace is there. Daya bhav, compassion. We are suffering here. The Radharani sees, and then she recommends, according to Prabhupada, to Krishna that take a second look at this particular devotee. And Krishna looks as so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with that. Particularly, he is there to help us, the fallen souls. Okay? And he uplifts us, all of us, to come to Bhakti Prayer. And he gave us the easiest process, simply chanting Hare Krishna. Hearing simply. So that process is the greatest boon to all of us in this Kali Yuga.
Yes, please.
Radha Vinod Prabhuji, आपके
Yeah.
बहुत
No, I
साथ
was
में है.
no, I'm just listening, Prabhuji. So, as let the different questions comes. So, as you was explaining, see the different characters.
Yeah.
Kubja represents one, the washerman represents another, the garland, different characters are showing up, different aspects of the Lord. How
Exactly.
each connects with him, how different characters connects with him, right? Simple thing, like giving dress, giving the garland, giving that, those are the simple things. But, through a different thing, like a Kubja's case is, it's not a simple case that we all understand, right? So she was already elevated and we know what she is. But, how the Lord's, you say the sightseeing, it's not a sightseeing, right? It is in reaching a different people, right? Because this thesis is repeated many other places, like a different people saw Krishna differently. And as we go forward also, we'll see that Mustik and everybody, right? So this has been reflected in many of ISKCON discussion forum. We see that. So different characters, Krishna brings out different varieties through them. So amazing that. And you put it so nicely there on that.
Remember, these are not accidental meetings. Krishna
Yes.
comes, this meeting Kubja and all, these are all
Yeah.
predetermined,
Right.
prearranged.
Right.
They must have done something in their previous lives,
Sure.
So what I really would like to connect with you, all of you, is through this. You when you go to temple next time, you see the deity, when you first focus your eyes on his lotus feet, that's the beginning of a process. It goes, and then when we see his eyes, you will see the connection. You will experience the connection.
Yeah. And
Prabhupada has taught us so many different ways to explain us properly. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, so everything has got a meaning. As you said, the start lotus feet. So set your basis like a foundation, like we are Dasha. And then as you go higher, because different rasas are coming up, right? When you see his face, different. Because Das person in a Dash mood doesn't go and see the face. Like you see the Lakshman never saw Sita's face, and all this example we see, right? Hanuman did not see, right? So, this there's a meaning. So, and you are putting it, bringing out those meanings very nicely through this. Because reading only doesn't go unless until there's a discussion. Because Bhagavatam read many times. I also read and heard, right? But bringing out the different meaning, and comparing with other, right, Prabhuji, that makes difference.
That
It's
is
so
that's
nice.
the mercy of our acharyas, right?
Yes,
You read the commentaries, that acharyas are the very advanced. They have the angle of vision that we don't have that,
True.
and that is what we get Krishna's particular, how he interacts with different classes of devotees.
Different class.
Amazing
Yes.
that you see that.
Yeah.
In the first two cantos, that's exactly shows how he interacts with different class of devotees. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. So
Okay.
nice. So nice.
Thank you.
प्रभु
Okay,
जी यहाँ
now
पे एक छोटा सा पॉइंट है प्रभु जी
हाँ
कि
जी, बोलिए।
लोटस फीट के जो भगवान के जो नख है उसमें ही
हाँ।
इतनी पावरफुल है वो अगर हम देखें तो उससे ही हमारा प्योरिफिकेशन शुरू हो जाता है।
एग्जैक्टली
ऐसा मैंने कहाँ सुना था कि भगवान के जो नख है वो इतने ग्लेयर मतलब वो ही संपूर्ण शक्ति उसमें भरी है।
पर वो भाव कभी आएंगे जब हम भागवतम सुनते हैं, तभी वो भाव आता है ना। फिर हम जो मंदिर में जाते हैं तो उस जो आपने सुना हुआ है भक्त के हृदय से निकली हुई बातें वो सब हमें अफेक्ट करती है एंड वी लर्न फ्रॉम दैट एंड देन वी एक्सपीरियंस। See, we used to go to temple many years before also. At that time we didn't see that particular bhava, that particular interact, that particular connectiveness with the deity. That never occurred to me until after I got into a deep study of Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam is Krishna personified, embodied. Every sloka, every word, Krishna is there.
सेकंड कैंटो का 16 श्लोका जो है ना सेकंड चैप्टर का
1.2.6 वासुदेव कथा रुचि, तो रुचि जो टेस्ट है
महत्सेवया विप्रा पुण्य तीर्थ निषेवणात्.
Yeah, they are the walking pilgrimage places. So that is what the senior devotees gives us, that blessings, you know. Okay, so let's look forward to hearing Sanjeev Prabhuji tomorrow. Until then, so let's have a conclusion with the Nrsimha prayer.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो, मथुरा लीला की जय हो.
हाँ जी.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, प्रह्लादलाददायिनि, प्रह्लादलाददायिनि, हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः, हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः, शीलटङ्कानखालाये, शीलटङ्कानखालाये, इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा, इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा, यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा, यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा, बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा, बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा, नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये, तव करकमलवरे अद्भुत श्रृंगार, दलित हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा, केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे. जय हो नरसिंहदेव, 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 जय हो नरसिंहदेव, जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज. जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव. नित्य गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल. श्री श्री विघ्न विनाशक लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय हो, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय हो, सर्व डिवोटी की जय हो, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. धन्यवाद. प्रणाम टू ऑल डिवोटीज.
Thank
On
you.
11th
Lakshmana,
May,
thank-
Narasimha Jayanti, Prabhuji.
Oh, wonderful. That is the day on which I was initiated. First initiation I received on
Wow.
that Narasimha
So nice,
Chaturthi
sir.
day. Yeah. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dandavat
So,
pranam,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
wonderful class.
we meet tomorrow.
Thank you,
Looking
Mataji.
forward to hear Sanjeev Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji, for teaching us
Thank
how
you.
to go for prompting. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm sure Sharad Prabhuji must be offering on our behalf too to the deities. Radha Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, Shri Krishna and Balaramji in Vrindavan. I'm see I cannot go, but devotees like that they will take on our behalf. They will offer our offerings. You know? Hari Bol.
Hari.
Thank you.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji.